Hello everyone, Randi Rain here, and I have another Atomy-tomic, this time the 1984 version. And this brings a whole new sort of problems to deal with. So let's get started. This is
Randi's Robot Refurbish!
I've already done a video of fixing the black one. This is the original version of the Tommy Atomic. It came out in the 70s sometime. And then about 10 years later, this thing came out. And they're pretty similar. The mold for the body is exactly the same. The arms are mostly the same except for the claws. The pin can pull out of these real easily. So I'm sure that ended up being a problem, and so now they've enclosed it, so you have to pull this off, and it's harder to get to the pin. Only other difference is the head, and the head's bigger because this one puffs out smoke now. There's your classic model train little puffing smoke thing in there, and there's a little bellows. Get to that, it's really cool. So let me show you this. Let's open this bad boy up. Okay, I finally got this guy's head open. I see a bad kink in this hose here. Interesting little splice thing. This is going to the heater. And you put a little oil in here. It goes down into this little heating element. And then you have this tube with a little bellows down here. So, again, opening one of these things up. I am really not understanding this bellows system here. It's mostly the same as the other one, but with this attachment here. I'm not sure. Time to see if I can't get it apart. You gotta start down here. That has to come off. Something just fell out of there, whatever. That has to be some sort of pump that pumps that thing. Come on. You have to come off. Great. Luckily I saw where that went. Get this tube off. This looks to me like it's missing a screw, which it is. That has to go there. Ah, I see how it works. Just like the old one, as this gear spins around right here, it pushes two pieces of metal together. Well, now they've added in this, and also as it pushes those two pieces of metal together, it's pushing this little hammer up onto this little bellows pump here. And a screw has come out, and that's why it's fallen apart. So I need to replace that screw. Here's the reason nothing's working. Right here. And this should get going here. Let's see if I can't find a screw. Alright, I think that screw will work. So I'll take it back out. See if I can't get this one open enough that this is going to go, this little hammer or piston, whatever you want to call it, is going to go there. Move it down so it drops all the way. There it is. Now this little pump went something like that. And it gets locked in place. Okay. That fits back there. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this wire that's broke goes here. And with this one, get back on there. Time to put some batteries in here and test what we have. Alright, so that is correct. And when the switch should be on, this thing will play. Until it gets to the end. Turn off. Ugh. Yeah, that sounds horrible. Okay. Well, let's see about fixing that. Okay, that screeching is the motor. So I got to get to the motor. And there's some more of these lovely tabs. And you pop those in. And there's one up here. Like that. And this piece will come off. And you can get to the motor. Like so. Okay, I'm going to show you how that noise is coming from the motor. Hook some wires up to and battery. So here's how we fix that. On the bottom, there are two tabs that have to be lifted up. Once you have them lifted up, this piece will pop out, and all that grime right there is what's causing it. So I'm going to use some alcohol and a Q-tip and clean all this off. Also going to clean these brushes. Now I'm going to take some 3-in-1 oil, put just a drop there on the shaft on this side. I'm going to put a drop inside here. And now I'm putting it back together. Close the tabs back. Alright, let's test it again. Put some leads on here. Oh, that's much better. Time to put it back together. Okay, I put some 3-in-1 oil down here and it's turning much better. So I'm going to attempt to put this back. Now let's test it. Forgot this piece goes. Aha. Here's the problem. Why it wasn't working before. As I've shown before, to make this thing activate, you lift up this diaphragm, which makes the spring-loaded needle go back to the beginning of the record. And the little device that what you push on to make it do that broke. So I 3D printed this one and printed it out, and then I had to glue this little piece. Printed out in 2 pieces, then I glued it together. And so there it is. I don't remember the other Tommy Atomic having this removable piece here. I remember it being solid, but I could be wrong. Anyway, it goes in there like so. And as you push down on this, there's a spring-loaded action from the little arms there. And it takes that wedge and pushes up this thing. So I 3D printed that. It goes in there. It's ready to go back in. Time to solder back. These lights for the switch, the lights from the mechanical switch go here. And then these two. Okay, I'm going to cut in right here because I'm wiring this up wrong, because this is a very weird circuit and it is very easy to get confused. Matter of fact, when I used the software to make this diagram, it warned me that I had a loop circuit, and I was like, yeah, I know, it's weird. Anyway, it works. So let me show you what's happening. Here's the voice box. This is the only thing that you're going to find that colors kind of actually make sense. And there's a green, a red, and blue, and they're consistent. Everything else is not consistent to robot. So don't go by any other colors on any other thing. But you have 2 batteries, and it uses just half of the battery on one of them, it going to the voice box. Here's the power, here's the gear motor with a little eye switching mechanism, and the 2 lamp eyes. So here's how it works. Start with ground on the battery. The ground is going into the voice box, into the double throw switch here. So it's going to continue normally after this is played and it's done. It's going to be, the motor's going to be turned off because it's not here. This will be like this. The ground will come to the switch. And so at this point, since it's turned off, nothing's happening. The half of the batteries is going, the 1.5 volts is going to the, also to the voice box, and it's going to the motor. But as you can see, the other side of the motor has nothing going to it, so this does not turn. There's 3 volts coming from both of the batteries coming here, going to this side of the motor, and going to the switch in the gear mat there. So you can see on the other side of the motor there is nothing going to it because the ground isn't hit here until you turn the switch on, but it is going to these weird light. It's a weird schematic here. But anyway, so when you turn on the power, you're allowing the negative electricity to go to the other side of the motor because the positive is already going there, so it turns on. It makes this switch turn off and on like that, and so negative electricity is also going to each side of the lights, And every time this clicks like that, the positive side is going to the lamps, making them flash back and forth. As soon as you push that top button on the voice box, it lifts up the needle or the diaphragm and the needle shoots back. It turns this switch over to here, which stops the negative going to the power switch, so the motor stops. And now the negative is hitting this motor because it's going, the other side's getting positive. And so this starts playing the little record player. So this starts playing the little record player. I am the atomic powered robot, blah, 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 blah. And once it gets done, it disconnects here. It connects this one. And as long as that switch is back, the motor turns back on, which causes the lights to flash, and that's how this thing works. This is very confusing. I'll put a link down below. Now we test. Another battery go to. Hey. Oh, you gotta be on. There we go. It's a pumping away. So now this goes into here. Guess I should see if this actually makes any smoke. I'm going to put the instructions said place a few drops of any light household oil. A few drops. Alright. So we'll turn it on. Just going to blow into it. It works. Cool. I'm gonna see if I can't flip this. Put this end down here. I think I can cut that tubing. If not, I can get more tubing, but I'm going to try to cut that tubing at that kink and place it down here. So when I figured out what was wrong and the light started working, but only one light works, and so now one of the lights is burnt out. So I'm going to try to replace that light. It's this one right here. This such thin wire, I don't have, my wire strippers won't go this small. I just end up getting it hot and then just pulling it off of there. Get it hot and pull it. I have another one of these grain of wheat lights here. I've already tested this one. It works. Now we test. And we're both working. Time to close it back up. Let's see if I can't put the head back together. This should probably come on the other side. Yes. Alright. Something like that. If I remember correctly. way. That looks better anyway. Gotta do something about these things. They pop off though. We'll be fixing those. Orange. Before I put the wheels back on, I thought maybe we'd get a close-up of him smoking. It brings me back to the model train days. But to put this back on, usually I can get it on like this, but and not have to hold the back end. But if this shaft starts sliding, you have to hold the back end. But this piece goes on first. Then you have the gear with the teeth out. Pop that gear on. Then this just sets in here, and you pop this into place. This one's wheels look pretty good. They look pretty good. I'm going to leave these for now. I was going to fix these. Found just cleaning them up and bending these back into place. And then took a little Sharpie. Well, there you have it, the Tommy Atomic Power Robot version 2 from 1984. I really like this robot, actually, and I think the smoke is cool. So, right there. The smell. It brings back so many memories. Here, watch him go. On the first Tommy Atomic video, I stopped at the wheels, but since then I came up with a way to fix it easily and affordable. So I took those wheels off, those ugly ones, got rid of them, and then I printed out some 3D wheels with a groove around it. Then I used the O-rings as tires, and then I installed them, and this is how I did that. I got rid of the old wheels, and I've cleaned this shaft up. The way I did it the first time was I dug it out, kind of made it into a funnel a little bit so I can guide it in there. Alright, I'm not going to lie, it took some hammering to get them on, but that's what I want. I'm going to add a little CA glue down here to make sure they stay on and stay on straight. Then a little bit on this one. That's ready to go on. So the first thing that goes on is this piece. Now you have to put on the angle gear while holding back here so that you don't push it through, push other gears out. So it pops on. Then you just place this in. The cover just snaps back on, and it's good to go. Well, that's it. I think that completely covers the Tommy Atomic line. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, please share, please check me out on Facebook, Randi.Rain. Thank you very much about this. And just like the Tommy Atomic, I bring peace to everybody.
Randy's Robot Refurbish.